It is Cinco de Mayo. My boy wants me to tag along with him to a wrestling event. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of wrestling, but you know, something new. See how things turn out. So the first thing we did was go to this restaurant called Subculture, and I'm just showing y'all like that they have like these cool movie posters as like their wall decor. It's really nice, and you can also game. And this is what I ate. I don't remember what it was called, but it was good as shit. And if you want to go use the bathroom, you can do so in a Mario level, which I thought was really cool, and it wraps around the entire bathroom. Fun fact, this is at the same venue that Emo Night was. And look at this expensive ass 4K ass camera. That shit crazy. And here the event starts. We got our first opening match with 6 wrestlers. Each one has their own theme song for their entrance. First up is Azrael. Then we have Jordan Oliver, who had an explosive ass entrance. It's very entertaining. After him, we were introduced to Bobby Flaco. Of course, he had a Spanish theme song as his intro. Then came another explosive ass introduction by Ariel Van Gogh. And you can tell because look, he has the Van Gogh painting as his thing. But he exploded onto the stage. Followed by another hyper boy, Alex Price. I'm gonna do that. Then came Jimmy Broski. I believe he was the only heel, and of course he had to shit talk.
I used to think Lucha Libre was so amazing until I got under Matt Cardona's guidance. And I realized Lucha Libre ain't professional wrestling. I shouldn't be in this scramble match because I look around this ring and I'm the only real superstar in it.
And with that, the scramble match started. I thought it was going to be really confusing following 6 people fighting at once, but what I do like is that they just keep about 2 people in the ring at a time and then just show them fighting each other until the other one tags in. And oh yeah, they can fly into the crowd, so we had front seats, so I was a little scared that we were going to get that too. I'm just trying to keep like a bunch of the highlights from the fights, but there's just so much like athleticism involved, like the flipping, the throwing like onto each other. But Jordan won the match. What I didn't know is that they had little ads for their other events, but now we have Dulce Tormenta versus Masha. Now let me just say, this match was entertaining in more ways than one. But yeah, it was just really cool seeing girls just really just fling each other around, choke each other out, and just slam each other. I don't know. I think it might be because it's my first time watching it live. I was just enjoying it a lot more, especially being super close to the stage. But Masha won that battle. Next fight is Mascarita Dorada. That means worn little mask in Spanish. And I got a little high five from him. Just look how small he is. And his opponent is Joey Janela. This round was super entertaining. I just felt bad because Mascarita Dorada is a small dude and he's literally just getting tossed around and you can hear people be like, over here! And then he just tosses them over there, like right here. He's super close to us. And I felt so bad for this man. Now, I'm not going to go on about how wrestling is fake and blah, 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 it's unscripted and all that. But it is really entertaining seeing it live, like seeing people get thrown around and like literally across the room type shit. And here comes the nipple twister. But sadly, Mascarita lost the match. And even though this is supposed to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, why are all the Hispanic/Mexican people losing, bro? I'm kidding. It's a joke. But he took it like a champ, and I didn't know that you could tip the wrestlers. But as Mascarita was, accepting his defeat with grace, he gets interrupted by this big motherfucker right here with a stick. Now, this big dude is Demis, or Demis, I don't know how to say names, but in comes the next wrestler, Cole Radrick, with a save, and they immediately get to scrapping. Oh, that's a thick board. Yes, past me, they're gonna use props and beat the shit out of each other with it. And it was very brutal. And Cole gets the worst of it, like this butt bomb, and then he gets his nipples bit. But the worst part was he got his ass eaten. And I don't think I can show that, but he got his ass ate. But just when you think Roderick is gonna get his lick back, all of a sudden the tables are flipped and big man slammed Roderick into the woods. And out of nowhere, Mascarita Dorada comes back and slams Dimas into the ring. Which leads into my favorite part of the whole show, where Mascarita just swings around Dimas like 5+ times. Which helps Roderick get back into the ring and secures his win. Then we had a little small intermission. Look at Daryl. When we come back, we got Effie, and I got a little hand touch from him. Effie's cool. And his opponent is Pimpinella Escarlata, or the Scarlet Pimpernel, which I didn't know was a thing. It's a character from, I think, a book. But he dances around to La Vida es una Carnaval by Elia Cruz, and it was just a fun time, and he just goes around kissing guys and commenced the slamming. Now, while watching the show, I did not know that Pimpinella was a man. I legit thought that this was just a vieja, and they were just hitting each other. It was very fun to watch, and then they kissed and fucked each other up. And while it was a fun match, Effie pinned Pimpinella, thus winning the match. But at least they took it in stride and danced with each other, which was very fun. Next up, we have Galeno del Mal, or Doctor of Evil, and his opponent, Mike Bailey, who ended up being one of my favorite wrestlers of the night, just with how much energy he had, and he slapped the shit out of my head. That shit stung. And they immediately brought the heat because goddamn, there's just so much going on, and Mike Bailey really knows how to sell everything here. After Mike Bailey got hurt, he came around to us, and we were like, let's give him a little bit of support. But man, this guy was sweaty. And I just want to show off all of this action, because I know this is pre-rehearsed and all that stuff, but Jesus Christ, everything just looks actually painful, and I'm assuming these guys have to feel it, of course, afterwards, because I saw Mike's back by the end of the show, and it was very red, so I think a lot of pain is definitely involved. So all this flipping and dipping, I know it's for theatrics, but Jesus Christ, all of this stuff is super entertaining up close. Because as a kid, I hated wrestling. It just felt annoying to me whenever my dad would try to force me to watch with him. But seeing it in person is a totally different story. And Mike won, hell yeah. And I do love the sportsmanship between them because they shook hands and hugged. And now we've reached the title match. First up is Gravity and Aramis, which consists of Jack Cartwheel and Aramis. And I felt so cool because I got tan touches from both of them. Just look at them come around this corner. Hell yeah. And I love this little dance that Jack does before doing a cartwheel, especially since it was synced up. Hell yeah. And they're facing Los Desperados. That's made up of El Gringo Loco and Ares, which I got a little hand touch. Hell yeah. Also, look how cool they just look before they take their masks off. Also, shout out to Ares' makeup, because that's a lot of work, and it just looks really cool. And they immediately start getting right into the action with a bunch of flips, turns, and a bunch of acrobatics. Shout out to every single wrestler that performed this night, because there is a lot of athleticism, and it opened my eyes to the world of wrestling itself. Even though I'm not still the biggest fan of it, it's still really cool to watch. Especially in that last clip with Gringo Loco just doing a bunch of flips. I don't want to sound disrespectful, but I did not know a man of that size could be so agile. It's honestly amazing. And I just have to show y'all this moment of disrespect to the other team. The slaps, you can even see all that sweat and stuff, and it was loud as shit. And just all these dudes going through pain for our entertainment, especially in a very certain area. And honestly, I was kind of rooting for Gravity and Artemis, but as they were getting their lickbacks, it turns out that Gringo Loco shows them why they are the Desperados by coming in and slamming both of them. Then El Gringo does another slam. They're getting their asses beat, but they retaliate, and they're gonna do their best, and they do some more flipping and blipping, and some slamming and jamming. Artemis goes for a jump into the crowd, and living up to his name, Jack Cartwheel cartwheels and flips and lands on the Gringo Loco, but goddamn, that shit looks like it hurts. And now we got the spins. This is why they call it Gravity, because Gravity always comes down hard. And since they're a tag team, it strikes twice. But then they start bringing out chairs, and they start bringing out the wood. And I'll be honest, this is just straight up disrespectful. They're just setting the whole thing up.
We're gonna kill these motherfuckers! Oh.
So whenever something exciting happens, you can just go up to the stage and start tapping. So I had to join in on that too.
You guys have no fucking idea. Hearing that chant from each and every one of you has been my life's work since I was a little boy, man. My entire adult life has been dedicated to hearing that fucking chant from you guys. And just like the guy in this shit says all the time, I fucking love you people and you know it.
And more good sportsmanship. Everyone celebrates the winners. But I found it kind of funny that like as soon as the match ended, every wrestler came out to sell their merch. We took some pictures with some of the wrestlers. We got some boba and we got some Chinese food afterward. That shit smacked. So let me know what you thought of this vlog. I had fun doing it, except, you know, I'm just lazy and don't edit, but I did it now, so tee-hee. You know, it only took me months since this was back in May and it's December. But yeah, hope you liked the video. Expect more vlogs soon. Hopefully, actually soon.